Yeah, hi Bailey. I've had a look at a bit of footage of today, and what I've chosen to discuss with you is something that seems to be a little bit of a problem, is your cutback, and trying to make it a complete cutback or a full snap if you like. So there's a couple of components to make up a good cutback, and the first one is a good bottom turn. I've chosen to start both yourself and the model after the cutback, but the main thing is you've got to have a good deep cutback. The next thing is you've got to hit up high on the lip to form your cutback and initiate it. And the next thing is you've got to hold that T position that you're forming. I'll explain that in a moment. The next thing is you've got to look and lean into that turn, and the last thing you have to do is you've got to rebound high and tight off the white water. So we'll go back to the beginning, and I'll just play through fairly slowly at slow-mo, and I'll pause where appropriate. So I guess the first thing I spoke about is a good bottom turn, which, our model certainly did. Yours wasn't too bad, but the fact is he's gained lots of speed and lots of power. And so it's allowed him to hit high and tight. If I look at where he's actually targeted, he's up here on the lip, and you only get to about here on the lip. And that's a bit of a problem. You really need to be nice and high, so you're going to have as much speed and power as you come out of that turn. If we move along just a little bit more, and I pause about there, I'm going to try and pause that. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. So let's just see if I can drag it back. Let's see if I can take it back a few frames here. And what I want to talk about is that this position here, this T position. So if I see my my model's actually in a really, really good T position. If I look this here and I look at their arms here, that arm's up there, straight down to there. And can you see that? I guess what I call a T position. You have a T position too. You've got both arms outstretched, which is great. But what you also do is, unfortunately, in this situation here, you haven't got that lean that I was talking about before. And so because of that, and because that you don't have that lean, you're not looking down to where you really want to go. If we look at the model, he's eyeballing here. So he's eyeballing up here onto the white water. You're looking down here as well, but you're looking down here somewhere, and you're not looking as deep as he is. So the fact that you're holding the T position is good. If you would have been higher, T position would have been better, and you would have been able to look and lean a lot better. Because he is leaning, he's got all his power or all his pressure and weight on the inside rail, which is bringing his board will be able to come back around a nice tight arc. You are also got all your force on the inside rail, which is great, but the problem is it's not at such an angle that's going to allow you to come, and basically what we really want you to do is come back here and high and tight and back around. Okay? You'll see our model, that's what they will do as we progress through. So the next thing that we're talking about is, if we look at the final component of the cutback, it's that rebound high and tight off the white water or off the lip. And the deeper you are off in the white water, the better the turn will be. So if we go through just a few more frames here, you'll see what I'm talking about. If I hold it just there, that is where you initiate your turn. You're initiating your turn here. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to come back around about there. On the other hand, my model is going to come way up here, nice and deep, and come back down here and back down. Alright? So that's the main difference that I can see in this component of the turn. So I'll progress a little bit more, and there's evidence there. So what's happened is the actual model has hit really deep, come back round in here, whereas you're just pulling it just that little bit short. And what it's causing you to do, because you haven't used that drive here, up there, back round, is it's causing you to fall off the board, and that's what you will end up happening. Now, you don't do that all the time. A lot of your turns are quite successful, but you still need to get that deeper part of the whitewater. You need to get in deeper into the whitewater. And that's the main criticism I have for you as far as that goes. And it's not a hard thing for you to fix up, and I'm sure that you will be able to fix that up pretty quickly. So let's just go back to the very start, and I'll just play it through at normal speed. Just have a quick look through what I'm talking about. Bang, nice and deep. Unfortunately, you fell off, and you just want to improve on that, and I'm sure you will with a bit of work. So I hope that helps, and I'll catch you later.